Hello and welcome back to my channel. I hope you've all had a good week and that you notice that spring is in the air, which is, well, maybe not everywhere, but it's definitely here. As they say, California's blooming. Anyway, I want to remind you to please like and share my videos and hit the subscribe bell so you get notified every time I do a video. You can subscribe, and if you don't click on the bell, then you won't get notified. So today my topic is why you must have a relationship with your higher self. Now, even though I've brought this up many times, I didn't have a video just on your higher self. And my guide said, shame on you, Maxine. So this is going to be very short and sweet, but it is so important to have this relationship. And the reason is that we are so much more than you can even imagine. Earth isn't what you think it is. Your life isn't what you think it is. It's beyond your brain, to be honest with you. A lot of things we will not be able to comprehend easily because at this moment in time we're not set up to. So other than that, a lot of this, unfortunately, if you watch all my videos, is going to be repeated, but it is so important because we have been taught always to go outside of ourselves for everything. And that is so wrong. Other people are only reflections of you. You look at yourself as the only person on this planet. And then when you're challenged by people, these people you draw into your life to show you what you need to change about yourself. Everything's from yourself. Relationships come from yourself. How you feel about yourself is what you attract. There's a lot of friends of mine who just don't follow this thought, and they get into one relationship after another, and they get cheated on, they get lied to, and they don't want to change. And of course, that's your responsibility and your choice. But if you're really ready to have an easier life and make things more simple, then this is the way to do it. Is your higher self is your multi-dimensional self. So really the person who you are consulting is yourself. We are only energy, and our energy is all over the planet, and it's all over the universe. And we are experiencing different things. Like right now, I'm off doing other things. But I'm not aware of the other things that I'm doing. Maybe eventually I will be. But in the meantime, so look at your other self is off doing these other things, which is your higher self. And your higher self knows what's best for you. Now, you can be sick or not feeling well or have a stomach ache or, what's the first thing you do? The first thing you do is go into major fear. Oh my God, what's wrong with me? I might have cancer. That's where you all go. And it's not your fault. You do that because you're geared to do that. We've been geared to go outside for everything. And, some of us were born with this innate knowledge. And myself, I started asking early on, not realizing that I was having a relationship with my higher self all this time. But from my experiences, I know that I personally don't always know what's best for me. And so now I don't need to worry about it anymore I don't need to worry about, should I go to the doctor? Do I have cancer? Should I date this person? Should I go to this place? Because energy's everywhere. And if you're concerned about yourself, you would check first. I always check every day, all the time, whenever I want to do something. In the past, before I knew it was my higher self, and I just can remember way back, gosh, in the 80s, I started getting intuition. Like, we would go places or want to go someplace, and I get this feeling not to go. So it was always, for me, it was always a feeling. And when we started to ascend, those feelings started to dissipate and everything starts to change, if that makes sense. Because you get on higher levels and not everything stays exactly the same. So then I had to readjust my feelings and what was good and what wasn't good for me, and blah blah blah, whatever. So this is what you do. And one thing that's extremely important is, yes, we are energy, and when you call on your higher self, you're also calling on other energies. So the most important part of this is to make sure you are connected to your higher self. So we do this thing called swaying, which is the easiest thing to do. If you're familiar with a pendulum, your body now becomes the pendulum. And you say, I am connecting to my higher self on all dimensions. Now I stand up because that's the only way. I don't sway while I'm sitting down. So I will try to stand up here. Yeah. And I'll go, I'm connected to my higher self on all dimensions. I'm going to do this now. See, and then I go forward. But because other energies do come in, that forward didn't feel, for me, deeply in my chest. So watch. Did I connect to my higher self? See, and I went back. So I wasn't connected. So you say, I'm connecting to my higher self. I'm connecting to my higher self. I am connected to my higher self. Now that one I felt. Now I can say I'm connected. Now I'm connected to my higher self. And you see I go forward. Now that I'm connected, in the morning, everyone tells you to take vitamins, pills, blah, 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 blah. Your doctor gives you pharmaceuticals that could be really hurting you and not helping you at all. So we're energy. Your pills have energy. Everything has energy. All you have to do with all your bottles of pills is touch yourself like this. Do I need this? And you go back. You don't take it. And I do this every day with all my pills, all my vitamins, because I don't take pharmaceuticals. But I do have one pharmaceutical. And when I touch myself with that pharmaceutical, and it's for high blood pressure, I get slammed against the wall. No, that's how poisonous it is. But there was a time I needed to have it. And when I was prescribed to it, I asked my higher self, do I need to get this? And it's like, yeah. And I only took it for like 4 days. That was the end of it. So anyway, do that, because there's so much written on the internet, again, about your diet, about your health, about your food, about what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat, what vitamins you need to take, what minerals you need to take. I mean, and then you can go out and buy everything. But when you go to the store, you can ask your higher self, like, should I pick up vitamin C? If they say yes, there's a million different bottles of vitamin C. I go to the store and I pick up every bottle and I touch myself with it and see, is this the one you want me to buy? That's what you do. It's simple. You want to do what's right for your body. It's like what's right for your thoughts, what's right for your teaching, how you learn, how you should eat, what food is best for you. I mean, I take it to the extreme. And I've had in the past so many stomach issues and problems that I went to a medical intuitive who cured by irritable bowel syndrome. And he's the one who taught me, actually, about how your pills are energy and you just touch yourself. So, seriously, I know this isn't about the medical field, but if you have any issues at all, if you can get yourself to a medical intuitive, I'd do that first, or ask your higher self. I'll get a pain in my stomach and I'll say, do I need to go to the doctor? Do I have this problem? Do I have that problem? And they'll tell me yes or no, and I pay attention to that. Now, one time I didn't pay attention just to see because my skin started to hyperpigment. So there's parts of my back that my skin turned extremely dark. Like I was out in the sun for, hours and hours and hours. So I asked my higher self, do I have to worry about it? And they said no. Should I see the doctor? They said no. I said, should I see the medical intuitive? They said no. So I made an appointment with the doctor anyway. And let me tell you, it was a total, complete waste of my time. So you see, it's all about trust. But it's not trusting other people. It's about trusting yourself. That's the only person you need to trust. When you love yourself and trust yourself, you raise your vibration and you can only attract positive people to you, positive energies to you, positive experiences to you. Only you can do this. Nobody else can do this for you. So that's the food and the medicine. And when you watch the news, some people are still addicted to it. If you watch the news and then you freak out about something right away, say, connect to your higher self. Is this the truth? And they'll tell you yes or no. You can read articles, things that other people write, things about what you should do, what you should eat, how you should become more as a light worker. Should you take this class, develop this problem, all that crap. There's all this information out there for you to decide, but what is best for you? Ask your higher self. If you're, if you're on a dating site, ask your higher self if you should talk to that person. I mean, we all know when you go on dating sites how you can have issues. You can ask your higher self about that. I mean, if you want to take a trip, the time you should book your flight. I mean, some flights get canceled. Some flights get delayed. Do you want to be on one of those flights? No, I don't. I mean, if you don't care, go ahead and make your own decision. But I just choose not to. And it always works for me. And it'll work for you too because it's part of who you are. It's just, I tell you what, if I could take a button and push it and everybody's mind goes blank and then fill it up with only the truth of the world, it would be heavenly. But it's not going to ever happen that way. And it can happen that way because I'm not in charge and you're not in charge of anybody else's soul. So, everybody has their own time for awakening and their own time for learning and their own time for everything. And so, the only person really you need to be concerned with is yourself. And when you're concerned with yourself and when you heal yourself and when you raise your vibration, you automatically help other people. You don't even have to say anything. People are drawn to your energy. That's all it does. That's how it works. So, Make sure you're in tune and in touch with your higher self. After you say I'm connected, make sure you're connected to your higher self. And if anything, use it for your pills and your food anyway, especially if you have issues with food or whatever. But seriously, I don't do a thing without checking first. And you don't have to go around and wonder, oh, am I safe? I don't even think about being safe because that was put out to create fear, which is negative. Anything that's fear-based is not reality. It's not reality. But if you fall into the fears, you draw the fear to you, and then you see it right in front of your eyes, and then you believe it. Well, guess what? That's how it works. It's a universal law. So you can do that with your higher self. Why not? Why not live a positive life? Why not stop stressing over all the things that you think you need to do, you should do, you can't do, why this, that, whatever. And you go to work and you have to deal with people and time frames and all kinds of stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? So you want to say something to a family relative that's been annoying you or whatever, ask your higher self. Because when you have issues with your family, you can just heal that with your angels. There is a video that I did on spiritual tools. I'll bring that up again. These are the tools that you can use for yourself, for your growth, for your life. And they've always been there. Just try and realize that you haven't been taught any of this. This is why you don't know it. And numbers also are messages from your higher self, and you can see them anywhere. Now, I used to think it was just like 1111, 444, 333, 222, numbers like that. But in the last 3 days, I started seeing the number 31. And I'd see it like 4 times in a row everywhere. And so I looked it up because I really didn't know that 31 would be a message from your angels. But oh my God, 31 was an amazing message. So I was just so grateful and so thankful for this message. So please don't ignore signs. Don't ignore them. If you want a sign, you ask your higher self. I need a sign for this. I need a sign for that. You need to be explicit on the information that you want to know also, and they'll give it to you during the day. I mean, that's magic. Is that magic? The whole world is magic. If you live in the magical world with the magical thoughts of love and beauty, harmony and peace. If you're stressed and depressed and you ask people to send you healing, sure, they can send you healing, but you became that way from what you were thinking and your thoughts were not positive. Energy, energy, energy. That's all we are. Negative thoughts, negative energy, positive thoughts, positive energy. You draw it to yourself. You do everything to yourself. So do yourself a favor. Get in touch with your higher self. Practice loving yourself and not focusing on anything else. Ground yourself every single day. Meditate every day, even if it's for 5 minutes. Do it to raise your vibration. And nothing bad can you draw to yourself. I hope this helped. If you have questions or you'd like to ask anything, you're welcome to email me. You're welcome to leave me comments. And please like and share. And have a very, very blessed day.